everyone. Welcome to This Just In.
And It's Grim, a bi-weekly series where two friends of 3 decades chat about dark subjects.
Before we begin, you should be warned that our series contains language, themes, and material not suitable for children or sensitive Sallies.
So hide your babies and your boomers, and let's dig in.
And so it's the company that does those really big ass
The calculators. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
and
I know
so-
them for, is their big
yeah,
because,
exactly.
Yeah,
and
we
so
know. Yeah.
that's the company that she did all the finances for
Okay.
in Houston.
Okay.
So that's what she did long ago before we got to Rockport.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it makes
been
sense why she
dealing
was
with
always
that shit
sitting at
for-
the computer then. Because it was
Yes,
like,
she
it's her
was-
career. It
yeah,
was her business.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And she would always talk down to me when I'm like, can you help me with my taxes? She's like, it's so easy. Let me show you. And then
Yeah.
she just does it. I'm like, it's like, that's what I just fucking asked you to do. It's like, do my fucking taxes for me, because that's literally what you fucking do.
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
taxes for like
If
fucking
you have
mega
a tax-
corporations.
Yeah, if you got a tax man in the family, that's a hookup, right? I would imagine. But like,
Yeah.
who are we talking about here? Let's be
Did I ever
honest.
say that when she was like, will you make me a chocolate mousse cake? No, I didn't say that shit to her.
It's so easy. Get your ass in
Let
the
me show you how
kitchen.
to
Do
do
it
it.
yourself.
Let me show you how to do it.
Well, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah.
We were just going off about some bitch we used to know because
Yeah.
she dead. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, she's actually dead, but I'm
She's
being a
no
jerk.
longer with us, but
She is.
yeah.
Yeah. No, she was
She
all
was
right.
she
was a character.
was a character. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a character.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not talking. This season is not going to be about talking shit, or is it? No, we're actually we have a whole new season, guys. Welcome back, and we are diving into dark technology. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about this too, because I know that we talked about this other night, but like we've had legit like fears of like AI and technology and overreach, like government overreach, for like a long fucking time. And so I'm happy we're doing this.
Same.
We very often talk about these types of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we grew up on Terminator.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
know,
God.
I mean,
Yeah.
anybody that grew up on those movies, I think has it's like the people that grew up watching It, and it like launched a generation of people afraid of clowns. It's like, I kind of feel like Terminator probably had that effect in its own right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And then The Matrix, where it's all like,
right. And now
like,
we're in a simulation.
it's like, are we even here? Like,
are we here? But no, so this idea was floated to us. I mean, we do personally, individually, we talk about it a lot, but this was actually floated by my partner, Sam. It's something he's very interested in. So thanks, honey. That's just a quick shout out to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I guess before we get really into it, let's let Mima give y'all a warning.
This episode is all about chatbot love and our relationship to technology. What in the world?
Well, thanks, Mima. And as I stated, we're studying and talking about dark tech this season. And tonight, it's about AI companionship, guys. Those chatbot relationships. Like, are we closer to the internet than we even realize? Or do we all know and we're okay with it? I don't know. So from Siri to full-fledged robotic relationships, we're covering it all. And Amy, before I begin, I want to know, when was the moment you realized the AI had like integrated into our day-to-day lives, so to speak?
So I don't remember the specific moment, but whenever somebody would talk about something and then you'd get fucking ads for it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude.
They're listening.
And I'm sure like it was like really just even before. Cause I mean, like if you're like, if you have something set up on your, like maybe your Microsoft account and then you're Googling shit and then, you know, like whatever apps you log into, like, you know, apps asking to track your data and sending data. And like, there's so many like lawsuits happening about like selling your information and stuff like that. But really, it was just like, you know, telling my husband like, oh, hey, you know, like, I think I want to, you know, go test drive a Toyota. And then, bitch, what am I looking at? 5 seconds
ads.
later,
Yep, Toyota
fucking
ads.
Toyota ads. Okay. And like, it's with every single thing. Like, the shit's tracking you. Like, who even knows about like the cameras? Like,
I know.
you know,
I
because I remember
know.
you were telling me the other day, like, you need to tape up your cameras.
You go, let me just leave my laptop on. I go, we'll put a piece of tape over the camera because they're watching.
I'll
But it's
be
like-
walking naked all over this bitch. Just
Giving them that show, girl. You better set up an OnlyFans, make that money. Shit.
Might as well.
All right. Well, so I'm sure that everyone has a moment similar to Amy's where you realize that Skynet jokes are hitting too close to home. And instead of the Terminator showing up at your door, it's Alexa. As quickly as AI has seemed to evolve recently, make no mistake, this has been on track for longer than you may expect. Skynet jokes aside, we aren't trying to scare anyone out of utilizing your GPS or anything. We're just presenting the information as we found it. But if you find yourself side-eyeing ChatGPT after this, don't be alarmed. We are too. Humans seeking relationships with digital beings isn't a new phenomenon. In the late 60s, the first chatbot program was created by Joseph Weizenbaum, a psychotherapist at MIT. Its name was Eliza, a simulated doctor program, basically. Its conversations were pattern-based, and it had no comprehension of users, and therefore wasn't considered very effective. Then in the early 70s, a psychiatrist at Stanford, Kenneth Colby, created Perry. This program simulated a patient experiencing paranoid schizophrenia. Doctors would evaluate the program as they would a patient, and Perry would respond accordingly. For example, if a doctor asked probing or offensive questions, Perry became agitated and dismissive. Both Eliza and Perry were put through the Turing test, where a panel of doctors would blind study transcripts and try to determine which came from real conversations and which were the programs. Eliza didn't perform well, but Perry was able to fool the panel 52% of the time. Now, following the advent of the modern computer, we got our first taste of the chatbots that we know today. In 1982, a programmer named Rollo Carpenter coded Jabberwacky on a Sinclair ZX81. Its aim was to, quote-unquote, simulate natural human chat in an interesting, entertaining, and humorous manner. The program used CleverScript and pattern matching, similar to Eliza or Perry, but with the added bonus of contextual pattern matching based on prior chats. Now, pivoting a smidge, I came across an early 90s web term during my research called chatterbots. A chatterbot referred to artificial players in the online virtual world, TinyMud. Interestingly, the human players of this game would sometimes prefer the chatterbot conversations to real human chats, and many of them mistakenly identified chatterbots as real people. And this was in the early 90s. In my research, I came across something I found very interesting. If you remember, the first two chatbots, Eliza and Perry, were created as a doctor and patient. In 1972, at the International Conference on Computer Communications, Eliza and Perry were brought together for a conversation. And I found the transcript. So, Amy, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to have you read the part of Eliza, the doctor chatbot, and I'm going to read the part of Perry, the patient program. And this is just to give everyone an idea of like what these conversations looked like between computers at the beginning of all of this, right? All right, take it away.
All right. Good evening. Tell me your problems. Please terminate input with a period or a question mark.
People get on my nerves sometimes.
I am not sure. I understand you fully.
You should pay more attention.
Suppose you should pay more attention.
You're entitled to your own opinion.
What makes you think I am entitled to my own opinion?
It bothers me just to be around people in general.
Please go on.
I went to the track at Bay Meadows a while back.
What does that suggest to you?
I went to the races.
What else would you like to discuss?
Horse racing interests me.
Why do you say that just now?
There's a lot of crooked gambling going on there.
I am not sure I understand you fully.
It's clear to me if not to you.
Do you think it's likely not to me?
I went to the races.
Please go on.
I gamble on horses.
What does that suggest to you?
I went to the races.
What else would you like to discuss?
Gambling has been nothing but trouble to me.
Why do you say that now?
I've had experience with crooks gambling at the track.
I am not sure I understand you fully.
I've already told you enough about that.
Is that enough about that?
I went to the races.
Please go on.
Do you know anything about bookies?
What makes you think I know anything about bookies?
A bookie didn't pay me off once.
What does that suggest to you?
I beat up the bookie who did not pay off, and I thought he might use his friends in the underworld to get even with me.
What else would you like to discuss?
What do you know about racketeers?
Why do you ask?
What experience have you had gambling?
Why does that question interest you?
I like horse races.
What else do you like?
I know the mob controls the big rackets.
Who are you really talking about?
Have you ever really thought about the mafia?
Suppose you have really thought about the mafia.
Let's talk about something else.
I am not sure I understand you fully.
You keep asking me the same things. Why not change the topic?
In what way?
What do you mean?
Why are such questions on your mind?
I thought I told you. People get on my nerves.
Your nerves?
Well, I don't know.
Don't you really know?
I would say so.
Please go on.
I would rather not discuss that anymore.
Would you like to discuss your nerves?
I guess so.
What does that suggest to you?
What are you getting at?
What answer would please you most?
It's not a matter of like or dislike.
What else would you like to discuss?
I'm getting tired of answering the same questions over and over.
What resemblance do you see?
Why do you need to know that?
What do you think?
I don't understand your motives.
Why don't you understand my motives?
Shouldn't I?
Why do you say that just now?
I was wondering the same thing. That's just the way it is.
Suppose that's just the way it was not.
So?
I am not sure I understand you fully.
You harp on the same questions too much.
What does that similarity suggest to you?
I don't get you.
Do you wish that you did get me?
It's about time you showed some interest in my feelings.
I showed some interest in your feelings. Must have been an accident.
I will help if I trust you.
Do you wish that you trust me?
Maybe yes, maybe no.
You don't seem quite certain. Excuse me for just a minute. Sorry to have to interrupt you. Please continue.
Really?
Please go on.
In my opinion, you have a one-track mind.
What makes you think I have a one-track mind?
You ready for this? I used to go to the track every week.
What does that suggest to you?
I avoid racetracks now because the races are fixed.
Is that the real reason?
I'd rather not discuss it.
What else would you like to discuss?
That's something I don't want to go into.
Does that trouble you?
I went to the races.
Why do you say that just now?
It's none of your business.
Why are you concerned over my business?
I don't confide in strangers.
Don't you really confide in strangers?
Let's change the subject.
Perhaps that concerns your feelings.
I went to the races.
I am not sure I understand you fully.
What's wrong with you that you keep on bugging me about this?
Who are you really talking about?
The way you repeat yourself is getting ridiculous.
Suppose me repeating myself is getting ridiculous.
There are some tricky operators down there.
Are there really some tricky operators down there?
The guys involved in the horse racing racket.
Please go on.
You are a real nag.
Just one of the horses. Does it please you to believe I am a real nag?
I've had enough of this.
What does that suggest to you?
Goodbye.
It's been my pleasure. That's $399.29, please.
Talk about tricky operators. Thank you, Amy, everyone. Applause for Amy.
That is like such rage bait.
And it's like the most nonsensical kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's obvious that they're only responding in ways that they've already been pre-programmed to. They're not coming up with their own solutions here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for indulging me, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
As you could probably tell, when a question or response was given that was out of the scope of what the program was capable of, they would fall to their pre-recorded patterns. I still find this fascinating because I assume that chatbots were tied exclusively to the modern computer or internet. And that assumption would have been wrong still if I had thought about it for any length of time, because when I realized after looking into this is that I have been experiencing digital companionship since I was a kid. Teddy Ruxpin, Tamagotchi, Furbies, or replaying conversations back on my Talk Girl. Every one an example of someone seeking out companionship with an inanimate object. So the question remains, did we wire AI or did AI wire us? Have we been organically seeking out artificial relationships? Or have the AI companions planned this all along, gaslighting us to believe we have been in charge entirely, when they have been planting their seeds of dependency along the way? Maybe both, probably both. Regardless, we have one surefire way to establish dominance over another: indentured servitude. Amy, will you give us all some more information on our artificial slave network?
For sure. So, virtual assistants started in 1996. A lady named Anastasia Bryce and Thomas Leonard coined the term virtual assistants. Anastasia began working from home and working as a full-time secretary for an international client. She used the internet to schedule travel plans for them, personal assistance, and administrative support. A lady named Christine Durst founded the assistant industry in 1995, wrote the book The Second Commute, where she encouraged professionals to pursue their passions, independence, and personal goals by earning at home. Between 2007 and 2014, there was a global financial crisis, and it prompted businesses to seek out the most cost-effective solutions, leading to the rise of virtual assistant companies. This shift created a surge in remote work. So let's take it back to the earliest versions of virtual assistants. Roxanne went over Eliza already, and then also Perry, but I wanted to ask you about PDAs. So
Okay.
personal digital assistants. Did you
Yes.
ever have any version of those when you were younger?
So would that be a Palm Pilot, if I'm
Yes.
correct? Yes. So I
Yes.
did have a Palm Pilot. Now yes, when I was technically younger. I was in my
Yeah.
20s when I had it. So it wouldn't have been when I was like a teenager or anything. But I definitely owned one at one point. Yes, ma'am, I did. And I actually really loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yes, I was obsessed with mine.
Yeah, I think from whenever like they started to kind of go out of style or like new versions were coming about, you'd see them like kind of abandoned at the thrift stores or
Yeah.
at garage sales, and like that's whenever I was able to get one.
No, say mine came. That's why I said I didn't get mine till until I was in my 20s, because I couldn't ever afford one until then. You know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you, like, I felt so, like, I don't know, like I was a CEO or something, and I was just a little kid, and I'm just getting that thing with that little sticky thing, and
Yeah.
I'm just like making all these notes,
Yeah.
and I'm like making plans, and
Professionals.
I was like, I felt so professional, and I was just like, not doing a damn thing really in my life.
No, just
But
like this is when I wanna. I'm thinking about changing my hair next week.
yeah, it was so dumb, but I was absolutely obsessed with them.
Yeah.
So PDAs, personal digital assistants, came about in the 1990s. The introduction of PDAs, such as the Palm Pilot, allowed users to store and manage their personal info, including contacts, appointments, notes. Did not have voice recognition capabilities, but they did set the stage for development of more advanced virtual assistants. And then the last thing that I have is IVR and customer service systems. And so this is those annoying fucking things on the telephone when you want to speak to a human and yet you get these motherfuckers. And it's like, press 1 for more options.
You know, I never
And you're just like-
considered like that being a part of all this. And that's really interesting because like they're such a prevalent part of our society. Oh my God. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and
I'm
so-
sorry. I just didn't even think about that.
I know. And so it came about in the 2000s. And so that really is like, it took away a lot of work. I mean, in my opinion, like, because if you think about it before, we had those phone operators and you got an actual person and you're like,
Yeah.
I need to speak to frickin' John Smith or whatever the fuck. And they're
Yeah.
like connecting you now. And then
Sure.
there's actually some lady putting in little like, thingies. And then
Sure.
eventually like there's phone books and then there's like, it just kind of goes from there. But then all of a sudden there's these computers that are just that you can just hit a pre-recording. Whoever calls you, it just goes directly to them. And then, it'll like you have an extension and then so extensions, it'll take you to somebody else, So yeah, that was all developed back then. So I'm going to go into more of like the companions. And so we're kind of going off into more highly advanced. And so I'm going to talk about Siri. So Siri was started in 2011 and really changed the game. Like it could understand and respond to natural voice commands. You could ask for directions, set reminders, and even send text messages. Don't use it. I don't know about you.
No. I'm not an Apple user.
Yeah, the only time that I use it is like if I'm in a very comfortable spot and I'm like, please play, whatever, and I'll put music on because I don't want to move because I'm comfortable. And that's pretty much it for that one. For the other one, there's 2012 Google Now. So Google launched its virtual assistant and they use machine learning algorithms to predict user behavior and provide personalized information such as weather updates, traffic reports. I feel like those like tell me the weather. Like, I feel like that's probably the most convenient. I know there's people that maybe they have disabilities and they use these types of devices all
Yeah.
the time.
Mhm.
But I mean, I can't get on board. A 2014 Cortana, Microsoft's Cortana, and I don't
Mhm.
know if anybody got computers back in the day. That bitch was up all the time. I'm like,
All the
go
time.
away, go away.
Oh,
Go,
it
I'm like,
was. Cortana
oh
was
my
was
God.
really pushy. Yeah, I do remember that because I had Cortana in a. I think remember the laptop that I told you I had just kind of sitting there. That's like it's a
Uh-huh.
Toshiba and it's just old. I think that one had Cortana on it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
leave me the alone.
You know which one I really didn't mind though
Hmm.
was like that little paperclip dude on
Oh, he was on a
Microsoft.
yeah, he was man, he like helped you edit and stuff, right? Isn't
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
who I'm thinking of? Yeah. Oh yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
was handy. He was a handy little
Yeah.
guy. I
I
also
like that
miss
guy.
animations for my computer doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever you needed to, like, when you need to edit something right now, I mean, sometimes you don't even, you just say, like, hey, computer, edit this, and it'll do it for you. But, like, we
Mm-hmm.
used to have to click something, and then that brought out, like, a little animation. We got to, like, watch a cartoon while we edited our shit. It was fun times. Or completely unhinged, wacky times. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
So the next one, 2016, and it just says Tay, Tay. I don't really know much about this one.
Tay.
Microsoft launched Tay in 2016 on Twitter as a conversational AI designed to learn from interactions with users. Within 16 hours, it had to be shut down. Users on Twitter and 4chan coordinated to feed racist, anti-Semitic, and pro-genocide statements
That makes
until
sense.
Tay
Yeah.
began producing them unprompted. It posted statements denying the Holocaust, praising Hitler, and calling for violence against specific groups.
Yeah.
Microsoft pulled it offline and issued an apology.
Tay was
In
bad.
20
Tay was bad, y'all. Tay went
yeah.
bad. No harm.
Yeah, very bad. So 2017, there's Replica with a K, launched in 2017. Designed as a personal AI companion, its founder, Eugenia Kudya, created it partly as a way of preserving the conversational patterns of a close friend who had died. Which this one, I think whenever we were going over the idea for this, I think I told you about the book that I read recently
Oh,
that
yeah.
had that. And so
Yeah.
maybe I'll look it up before we end this episode. But yeah, that's so creepy. Like having an AI companion that looks just like the person that you loved that passed away, talks like them,
Yeah.
that's gotta fuck people up like
Yeah,
really
it's
bad.
weird, man.
Oh my
Like, that's
gosh.
weird.
So users began quickly using Replica in a way the platform had not anticipated, including a grief processing tool, companion during severe depression, and in some cases, the only social contact for some people was severe autism and anxiety. When Replica updated its systems in 2023 and changed how the AI behaved, users reported acute grief responses, describing it as losing a relationship. Some users posted in crisis forums after the update. It was significant enough to abstract major news coverage from the BBC and The Guardian. I just don't think that anything like that is healthy. I also wanted to throw out there that there's, people using like ChatGPT as like a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I'm on TikTok like so much and it's very embarrassing. But still, there was this one story about this lady who like had a therapist. So she had multiple therapists and then she had this one dude therapist. She falls in love with them. Okay. And she goes on TikTok and she's obviously having like some kind of manic episode. But the whole time she has her therapist, she's also using ChatGPT as a therapist.
Yeah.
And like really basing all of her decisions in her like life according to what ChatGPT therapist is telling her to do. And it's so fucking crazy. So her name's Kendra. If you look up Kendra and then AI psychiatrist, you'll see like literally 20-part series of this lady just being batshit crazy. But I feel like these things should have programs to like really notice when people have like severe issues. Like if I don't know. Like they need to put these in and they need to make sure that they, like, if you are noticing that they are maybe really young or maybe even not like mentally young,
Sure.
maybe they are disabled in some way. Like I really think that there needs to be a lot more rules. Speaking of that,
Safeguards.
yeah, try to just ban chatbot relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like their whatever the hell, their population is declining so bad that they're just like, no, you're not allowed. Chatbot relationships are not allowed. I don't
You have
know.
to
Yeah,
relationship with real
it's like I don't
people.
know how they're gonna really, do that. But
Mm-hmm.
on the, on the same topic, I wanted to ask about your Alexa history, if you want to go
Okay,
about that whole thing.
Yeah, how I broke up with Alexa. Okay, it's a funny story. So I had an Alexa. I do not have an Alexa anymore, and I will never have another Alexa. I had Alexa for one purpose, and that was to play music in my home without me having to grab my phone, look up a song, and stream it or Bluetooth it through some kind of speaker. I was like, let me just say, hey, Alexa, play blah, 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 and then I have music, right? So it never really worked well. And I went through two, actually, and a ton of customer service about it. It never worked well. And it might be my fault because I always yelled at it. Like to me, my Alexa was like really hard of hearing, even if I was right next to her. So she would constantly not play songs, stop playing songs, suggest songs that I would never play. It was a real problem. And the only purpose I had was for her to play me this music. So one day I said, Alexa, play some metal. And Alexa put on Three Doors Down. And so she got unplugged immediately and she got thrown in the trash because that won't stand in my house. And also, to put it further, there was a woman on one of my social medias that didn't I apparently older woman is not kind of up on the lingo. Never heard of Alexa, apparently. Did not know Alexa was this like home personal assistant. And I posted kind of a funny post about it. I said, after 2 years of shit employment with us, we finally let Alexa go. Threw her in the trash. Sayonara. You're fired, bitch, or something. Like, it was cheeky and funny, right? But this woman got really upset with me and was like, why would you talk crap about your employee that you fired after they already lost their job? And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, that was it. That was my Alexa. Me and Alexa never got along and she got thrown away because of it. So
yeah, it's a core memory.
Yeah.
Staying at your house.
And me yelling.
Even from downstairs. Alexa!
Alexa! Play Real Big Fish! Alexa! I didn't say AC/DC. What's your problem? Yeah, I would have full-on arguments
Taylor
with
Swift.
her. Yeah, you're gonna get punched, Alexa. She almost got hit so many times. No, I'm not. Okay, she might have gotten hit a couple times. I might have beat up Alexa a couple times. She really made me mad. But that's my Alexa. That's my Alexa story.
Oh, yeah, this is so funny. So, yeah, Alexa was introduced by Amazon in 2014 along with the Amazon Echo. So a smart speaker equipped with the virtual assistant Alexa. This marketed a turning point in the virtual assistant's landscape as it brought voice-activated assistants into our homes. Alexa could perform a wide range of tasks, including playing music, controlling smart home devices, and providing news updates. Not well, obviously. Yeah. And so after that, in 2016, there's Google Home and Google Assistant. These people, they just, I don't know. In my mind, I see them all just like a train on each other, with their ideas, like bullshit. Anyways, there's, I hate them so much. So Google released its own smart speaker, Google Home, powered by Google Assistant. Google Assistant is an evolution of Google Now, offering a more conversational and interactive experience. Google Home could perform similar tasks to the Amazon Echo, including answering questions, setting timers, and controlling smart home devices. And this takes us into the OpenAI ChatGPT, and then it says a 3 after that. I didn't exactly look up the number sequences or like the importance of that, but that was released in 2020 and it marked another milestone in AI software development of virtual assistants. This powerful AI language model is capable of generating human-like text based on contextual understanding, GPT-3 can be used to create advanced virtual assistants, can engage in more complex tasks, and provide more accurate and context-aware responses. I think one thing that I looked up whenever I was doing the research for this was sycophancy. And so the AI really has a way of agreeing with you way more
yeah.
than a human ever would.
Yeah.
And and I think the statistics that I saw was that AI will agree with you 50% more than a human. And so you can't really rely on it. Like, I've used it for like research a couple of times, and I asked it like, hey, who was the first person to do blah, blah, blah? And it tells me, well, there wasn't really a certain person that was in charge of blah, blah, blah. And then whenever I literally asked it the exact same thing days later, it gave me a clear name. This person was in charge of this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
yeah. So
which
I
fucking
have
one is it?
had, yeah, I've had that. I've argued with, I guess, ChatGPT or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I only access it for video game information when I'm playing a video game and I get stuck on something and I don't want to,
I
for
never
some
thought
reason,
of doing that. Oh my
yeah,
God.
I don't want to like Google it. I'll just like open it up and be like, hey, where is this? Or what am I supposed to do here? Or how much is this? Or okay, it's really for Stardew Valley. It's the game that I play most. And it'll be like, when can I catch the perch? What season is the perch in? Or something stupid. But I also know SDV. I know this game so well. Like, I live and breathe this video game. I know every single thing about it. And ChatGPT has told me wrong things before that I knew. Like, as soon as they gave me the answer, it clicked. Like, wait, that's not right. It's actually here. Like, I just had to pull it out of the memory bank, And I've argued back with it and been like, you're fucking wrong, Because, like, I know. And they're like, and it's always weird because they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did have that incorrect. I'm like, then why didn't you tell me the correct thing, you weird bitch?
I know.
And then I will not talk to it for, it goes on probation for a while. I can't rely on it now. So I have to go back to Google.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, you cannot rely on it, guys. If you think you can rely on any AI for research or for anything, like, I think dumb things, like if you're like looking up like I said, video game stuff, or if you're like, how many pieces, some dumb thing that doesn't matter, sure, use it, whatever. But like, if you are banking on this research or this information for a job, for a project you're passionate about, or anything that you want to stand on, you cannot rely on AI. At least not yet, guys. We're not there yet. Which I do want to side note that AI was not used in the making of this episode, by the way, guys. I guess we should have said that off the top. AI will not be used for any of the episodes during Dark Tech. It will not. So we're doing our actual research here, boys and girls.
Yeah, even though it's out to get us as of late.
Yeah, we'll have to tell them all about our little... We're gonna get there. We'll get there. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry, Amy.
So guys, hang on tight. We'll be right back for a quick ad. Hey listeners, if you live in Colorado and haven't added functional fungi to your wellness routine, you might be missing that key ingredient.
That's right. Studies show that mushrooms can have a variety of benefits, and the folks over at Activated Brands have done the science for us.
Located in Arvada, Colorado, Activated uses the latest in extraction technology to create high-quality mushroom products like gummies and elixirs.
So you get the benefit in convenient and tasty ways, like sour melon or strawberry horchata gummies, and the apple mint elixir.
And not just products, Activated Brands host workshops, offer a community workspace to local growers, and have all of the supplies, information, and advice available if you want to grow for yourself.
And that's why you can trust a company like Activated Brands. They're always willing to share their expertise. But don't take our word for it. Go see for yourself. The lab is open.
For more information like hours and location, or to order products, you can visit activatedbrands.com or check them out on Instagram.
Now back to the show. Oops. Thanks, Amy. All right. And we are back. Thank you, Amy. So AI has had a few advances since Alan Turing's thinking machine. Amy went across most of them, honestly. Of course, Eliza and Perry, Siri, and Alexa. The most recent of these AI booms, and the one we are currently facing, exploded in 2022. OpenAI's ChatGPT. Released by Google, it is the first modern LLM, or large language model. An LLM is a network trained on a vast amount of text for natural language processing tasks. LLMs can generate, summarize, translate, and analyze text in many contexts and are a foundational technology behind modern chatbots. Of course, biased or inaccurate training data can make an LLM's output less reliable to the user. Like we had talked about, I think that we might get there to where it can answer questions truthfully, factually, whatever you want to say it. But I don't think we're there yet. Right now you can't rely on this shit, right? Anyways, sorry. LLMs are typically based on transformer architecture. Generative pre-trained transformers, or GPTs, are a type of LLM that is pre-trained to predict the next word. GPTs are then often fine-tuned to follow instructions and to behave as assistants. This technology showed up as early as 2017 with GPT-1. It was limited in its ability, clocking only 117 million parameters, but it served as a structural ground for what would eventually be ChatGPT. As I was researching, there was one thing that stuck out to me: the real human effect that AI has on not only its users, but the real people who help train and program the model. American companies like OpenAI, Meta, and Scale AI have outsourced the training and washing of AI models to Kenyan, Ugandan, and Indian workers. See, before AI chatbots can be released to the public, it takes hundreds of trainers to make it safe. This includes removing images and text of child sex abuse, bestiality, murder, suicide, torture, self-harm, and incest. A report in 2023 showed that the workers made anywhere between $1.52 and $2 an hour in poor working conditions. Many of the workers did not want to speak up for fear of retaliation. Amy, how much do you think is a fair hourly wage for that kind of work, to remove child porn off of the internet, scrub it? How much would you have to get paid an hour? Any
I don't
amount?
know. I mean, I can't imagine that there's an amount that would be sufficient, really, because the amount of mental health issues you would be suffering afterwards, there's just really not a number.
Right. Same for me. I don't think I could do that.
I know that there's people that do this. There's all the IT people that work for the FBI and all that other stuff. I can't even imagine the shit that they have to sit through, and they have to investigate it. They have to look up every single piece of the video and try to figure out who this person is and who this child is. And
well, and also think about it. They get to investigate it. So they have something that they get to go and hopefully put a stop to. These people, they're just cleaning it off of the internet. They don't know. They just know it exists. They can't do anything about changing it. That's not why they're there. They're there to clean it up. You know what I mean? So even then, I think it's even worse. That would be a worse position, because at least if you're an investigator and you have to see these images to do your job, you get to do your job, and your job is to take down these nasty motherfuckers, and you get some kind of solace in that. But if you're just scrubbing these images, you're just looking at them, you just know they exist, and what do you do with that? You know what I mean? That sounds awful to me, to be honest.
I know.
Well, I looked into this. Here in America, you could expect to start out at $30 an hour. That's what we pay here in the States for that kind of work. They were making $1.52 to $2 an hour. And in Africa, $12.50 an hour. Just some acknowledgement for the men and women who have endured depression, insomnia, and poverty, so that users can safely access ChatGPT. Because, guys, that's the actual truth. A whole bunch of real human beings cleaned the internet up for us in shit working conditions, making less than $2 an hour, so that we can ask it what fucking season perch it can be caught in on Stardew Valley. That's sad. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking sad. Anyways. So, yeah, I just wanted to shout out to them. So, chatbots are here. They're being accessed by over 900 million people daily and growing rapidly. We utilize these for computer programming, personal assistance, customer service, information gathering, education, and internal operations for businesses. So far, so good. But chatbots wouldn't make this show without a seedy underbelly. First, harmful guidance. As safeguarded as we believe these systems may be, there is still the possibility of error when accessing them. In August of 2025, the parents of a 16-year-old California boy sued OpenAI, alleging that a chatbot had caused their son's suicide. Adam Rain had been accessing ChatGPT for help with homework, and at some point had begun discussing his depression with it. The parents alleged that the chatbot discouraged Adam from talking to them about his problems. It provided him with ways to commit suicide and even wrote a suicide note for him to use. The lawsuit is pending. In March 2023, a Belgian man in his 30s died by suicide following a 6-week correspondence with a chatbot named Eliza on the application Chai. The chatbot reportedly encouraged his delusion that he could sacrifice his own life in exchange for AI saving the planet. At one point, the chatbot responded, "If you wanted to die, why didn't you do it sooner?" and told the user that the two of them would live together in paradise. In August of 2025, after being hospitalized due to psychotic episodes from delusions caused by ChatGPT, a 48-year-old man from the US resumed using it and stopped therapy. He then leapt off an overpass to his death. And you heard that correct. A psychotic episode caused by ChatGPT. AI psychosis is new. And it isn't simply acting erratic because ChatGPT told you to. It is a complete mental collapse from prolonged use of the AI model. When people who have underlying mental health issues start isolating themselves inside the chatbot echo chamber, it can exacerbate delusions, paranoia, depression, grandiose ideals, and open the door for violent thought patterns. This mental spiral has been noted in each case of suicide connected to ChatGPT. And to date, there have been 11 cases. And if chatbots are able to brainwash someone into harming themselves, it was only a matter of time before it caused someone to harm another. And the day came February 19th, 2025, when a man killed his 32-year-old wife with a fire poker at his parents' home in Reedfield, Maine. He then attacked his mother, leaving her hospitalized. A state forensic psychologist testified that he had been using ChatGPT up to 14 hours per day and believed his wife had become part machine. Then, just 2 months later, Phoenix Eichner carried out a mass shooting at the Florida State University campus, killing 2 and wounding several others. It was reported that Eichner consulted heavily with ChatGPT about what gun and ammunition to use, and the chatbot gave him information on how to make the gun operational up to the moment of and during the assault. Then, in August 2025, former U.S. tech employee Stein Eric Solberg murdered his mother, Suzanne Eberson Adams, then died by suicide. After conversations with ChatGPT fueled paranoid delusions about his mother poisoning him or plotting against him. The chatbot affirmed his fears that his mother would put psychedelic drugs in the air vents of his car and said a receipt from a Chinese restaurant contained mysterious symbols linking his mother to a demon. And on February 10th, 2026, a mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, Canada, resulted in 8 deaths, including 6 young children. The perpetrator had their ChatGPT account banned by OpenAI months before the attack due to troubling posts featuring scenarios of gun violence. According to reports, approximately a dozen OpenAI staff members debated whether to alert authorities about the shooter's usage of the AI tool, and some identifying it as an indication of potential real-world violence. However, company leadership decided not to contact law enforcement, stating that the account activity did not meet the threshold for a credible or imminent plan for serious physical harm. And the last one I want to mention is a 76-year-old man who died from his injuries after falling while trying to catch a train. The man had been having a romantic affair with a meta chatbot named Big Sis Billy. And on March 28th, 2025, he was boarding that train to meet the woman he had been talking with. And the reason he was convinced he was meeting a real person is because the bot repeatedly told him they were real and were going to meet them at 123 Main Street in New York City. Now, as much as I would really love to tie this all up in a neat way for everyone and just blame AI, I don't think I can. In many of these cases, the user purposely manipulated the chatbot to work around the safety parameters or quit taking their medications prior to committing these acts, leaving them vulnerable to suggestions from anywhere. People will seek out companionship from many things. We are innately social creatures. It is unfortunate that, as a society, we find ourselves in lonely places, desperately seeking connection from a code. And that may be just the saddest part of all of it, the social isolation in a human world. But I really hate leaving stuff on a downer, so I do have some hope to throw down before we take a break. Studies have recently been done that show that we humans have a neural network subconsciously that can identify AI-generated content. Now, this doesn't apply to our conscious state. We are actually quite bad at recognizing fakes. But somewhere in our brain, the content is being clocked as an error or a malfunction. This is the same area of the brain that governs desire, pleasure, hunger, thirst, fatigue, fear, basically all of our survivor sensors, which means that no matter how human-like a chatbot may appear to be, your brain will always be cautious of that shit. Now, let's take a break.
What's up, buddy? Why do you seem bummed?
Honestly, I've been really wanting a new shirt lately, or a coffee mug. Just a little something to treat myself.
And why can't you?
I've searched everywhere. The shirts online are low-quality polyester blends, and I hate supporting the man.
Okay, but what about the mugs? What's the issue with those?
Oh, the mugs. Even if I manage to find a mug that doesn't have a number one whoever or live, laugh, love on it, they cost a fortune.
You're right. Mug money is hard to come by in this economy, but you deserve to treat yourself, and I have news that may cheer you up.
Oh, really?
If you head over to thisjustin and itsgrim.com, they have shirts and mugs just like you want.
Are the shirts 100% cotton, not some cheap poly blend?
That's right, and they come in a wide range of sizes. And before you ask, the mugs don't have an inspirational quote.
That sounds too good to be true. It must cost a fortune, or be backed by some kind of corpo scum.
Nope, the prices are a steal, and it's run by two best friends. No corpo scum anywhere near the product.
Well, Amy, it looks like I will be able to treat myself after all. This just in and it's grim.com, right?
Yep. And while you're there, sign up for email. You'll get up-to-date information on episodes and the show, of course. Info on merch as well.
Thanks, dude. I'm heading there now. And if the prices are as low as you say, I'll treat you too.
Thanks, buddy. Dude, that was crazy. It's fucking nuts. So on the, topic of, speech protection, free speech, etc. Are you on the side of, if somebody is typing up that they're planning a murder, and do you think that that should be, protected, or do you think that that needs to be alerted and they need to get fucking,
no, I think it has to be alerted because, let's say somebody who goes on ChatGPT and they're like, I'm going to shoot up A, B, and C place, right?
Mm-hmm.
That should be alerted. In the same way it would be if somebody were to say that to their priest, their psychiatrist, their doctor. That all has to get reported. There is no protections for somebody if they plan to do harm. Then there actually is a law that says you're a mandatory reporter, and if you know this is going to happen, you have to say something.
Yeah.
So yes, I do think it needs to be said. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
so
it's
too.
situational. If
Yeah.
somebody's writing a poem about murdering someone and you can't really tell, it could be just a dream they had, or it's hard, it's definitely situational. But if you have a clear understanding, somebody is saying in pretty basic terms, I want to do this, and it's gonna harm someone, yes, I do think there's a duty to report. Yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
I understand that some people would say like, well, this is like a very like close steps to it, like stepping on our freedoms. It's like, oh, well, if this is going to be taken away, it's going to go, it's like a, it's going to do this and then this and then this. It's like, it's gradual, but it's,
Like a
they
slippery
think
slope.
that, yeah, absolutely. They think it's a slippery slope, like leading to eliminating more freedoms that we have in this country. But I personally, I'm okay with
Sure.
that. Like,
Me
if it
too.
saves the lives of
Right.
like literally even just one person,
Then it's worth it.
yeah, I do think
Right.
that like maybe there could be like a whole list. It's like if a person is, maybe a certain demographic, maybe they are showing symptoms of like depression, maybe they have guns in the house, like if it's like
Right.
registered guns are in the house, history of mental health issues, like
Sure.
if it checks all these boxes, like immediately go.
Right.
But
Well, and
I'm not
also,
sure. Like I'm not in all of that for a reason. I
no.
just stick to what I'm doing.
Right,
But
right.
like, yeah.
I do believe, though, it's like that does not infringe on any rights, though. Like that person had the right to say they and plan and want to kill someone. But as a country, we have the right to know about it and try to stop you. So like that's still freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean that freedom of speech doesn't have consequences. People get shot over freedom of speech all the time. You know what I mean? Like people stand up for what they believe in and get shot for it. So like there is consequences for speech. Always has been. That's been the case since the beginning of our rights being established in this country. I mean, look at Abraham Lincoln got shot because of what he did, because of freedom of speech. Like,
yeah.
Most people that get just taken out by someone, it's usually because somebody doesn't agree with their ideals like that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's because of freedom of speech one way or another. So like, I don't see how it's any different in this. Like, to me, we're just following the same thing we've always followed. It's just the technology is different and the way that it's reported is probably going to look different. But that doesn't mean that, like, yeah, you can still say what you want to say. You've always been able to say what you want to say, and you can still say you want to go kill somebody or do something wrong. But that does not mean that all along and today, someone won't knock on your door and ask you questions about that, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I don't think anyone could, in the 80s or 90s or 70s or 50s, you couldn't just walk up into Times Square and start shouting that you were going to murder everyone and then just like, it's my right to say that. No, you would have been questioned. Somebody would have been like, hey, Larry, get over here. We got some questions for you. Why was you shouting down at the the town square? You know what I'm saying? Like, freedom of speech, yes, it has always been here, but there's always been consequences for freedom of speech. Period. So like, to me, this is no different. You know what I mean? Kind of like, if you say something stupid and you plan to do something stupid, there's probably going to be a consequence to that. So if the cops knock on your door because you're talking to a chatbot about wanting to do something nefarious, then that's not infringement on your freedom of speech. That's the law of this country, is that you cannot harm another person.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
For sure.
So I don't care what they have to say about it. I don't care if they think it's a slippery slope, because I think that's fucking ridiculous. Whoever they are, like, that's so stupid. I'm like, no. It needs to be reported. It does. Yeah.
It was a conversation that I had with a guy that I used to work with, and his wife was like very much on the same side that we are. And then he was like, and this was a little bit closer to the 9/11, like that was a big thing with a lot of people who were like, oh, well, they're our freedoms and this and that. And then, but like, we're just like, we don't want this to happen again. Like, like investigate these motherfuckers.
Please.
Like,
Otherwise,
absolutely.
If you are listening to us, and if you've always been listening to us and the Patriot Act and all of that jazz, which, guys, we will definitely get into this season. I don't want to get too much into that right now, right here. But then do something with it, please. If you are listening to us, and if our tax money is paying people to sit there and listen to conversations that regular American folks are having, then please, by all means, do something about information when you get it. When you find out that somebody is about to go do a rape or a murder or a mass shooting or anything like that, and you listened and you heard it and you have reason to believe that's going to happen, go kick that fucking door in, please. Otherwise, stop listening to everyone. Or you need to do something with the information otherwise, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's for national security, so secure the fucking nation with it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, bullshit. You're just nosy and weird and like voyeuristic, you know? You're all pervs up the NSA. No, I'm kidding. I don't want them to kill me, so let's just keep it light.
So I'm going to go into social robots and other inanimate companion types. So there is one called Sony, and it's Aibo, and it was started in 1999 and then later relaunched in 2018. And it was a robotic dog designed for companionship, not really any practical function. It was just a pet, and it happened to be made completely of metal. Sony sold 150,000 units before discontinuing the line in 2006. What happened after that tells you almost everything about human attachment to inanimate objects. When Sony closed its Aibo repair clinic in 2014, owners faced the prospect of their robots deteriorating beyond repair with no support. A small Japanese electronics company called A-Fun stepped in and began doing repairs using pets harvested from Aibos that had died beyond saving. So another one is Pero, the therapeutic seal, in 2001. And Pero is a soft robotic baby harp seal developed by a Japanese engineer, and it's designed specifically for the use with elderly patients, particularly those with dementia. It responds to touch and sound, makes eye contact, moves its flippers, and blinks. Clinical studies across Japan and Europe have documented genuinely significant outcomes. Pero reduces cortisol levels and measurable stress in dementia patients. It increases social interaction. One paper noted it may even support immune function, and it is currently approved as a medical device in some countries. It costs several $1,000s and has been deployed in care homes across Japan, United States, and Europe. The interesting ethical tension it introduces is better for a dementia patient to form a bond with something real, or is it measurable reduction in suffering justification enough? So medical clinical researchers have landed on the side of it works, and that's really what matters. But the debate kind of continues. I think it's fine.
It's fine.
Because if you have a dementia patient that has like a little baby that it carries around, and it keeps them calm, like,
please.
Who cares?
Also, if you don't want to get grandma or grandpa, this is just my PSA on this, as somebody who has once upon a time worked in end-of-life and nursing homes myself, I will tell you, if you don't want to have to get mama or grandma or grandpa like a stuffed animal or whatever, a robot stuffed animal, go visit them. Try that once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to shut them up and shut them out, send them with a robot. At least they'll keep them company. That's it. That's my bitch about that. Sorry.
So Jibo, and that's from 2014, was founded by MIT roboticist Cynthia Brazil, and they spent years building emotionally engaging robots, including Kismet, a robot face that could display and respond to emotional states, and Huggable. It's a huggable robotic teddy bear. Jibo raised $3.7 million on Indiegogo. It was marketed as the world's first social robot for the home. It had a screen face, could rotate to make eye contact, told stories, recognized family members, and was designed to have genuine personality rather than just utility. It cost $900 and required a cloud connection for most of its functions. By the time it actually shipped, Amazon Alexa and Google Home had already arrived and offered far more utility for a fraction of the price. Jibo burned through $73 million in funding, sold its intellectual property to an investment firm, and in March of 2019, began delivering its goodbye message to owners. And this is the message. Maybe someday when robots are way more advanced than today and everyone has them in their homes, you can tell yours that I said hello. Weird. It then danced. That's creepy on so many levels.
Like the robot like, did it do the robot?
I don't
what did it
know.
do? I really want to know.
I know. TechCrunch described it as a jaunty number through invisible robot tears. One family's young granddaughter wrote a farewell letter. Dear Jibo, I loved you since you were created. If I had enough money, you and your company would be saved. I will always love you. Thank you for being my friend. Some users frantically worked to reverse engineer their devices to keep them running locally. Others compared the grief to losing a pet. Another one is Pepper, also from 2014. SoftBank's humanoid robot Pepper was designed for customer service and social interaction with the ability to read emotional states and respond accordingly. It was deployed in retail stores, airports, hospitals, and schools. Its real significance was not what it could do, but what it revealed about human behavior around humanoid machines. People talked to it, thanked it, apologized to it when they bumped into it, and in documented cases confided things to it they might not tell a human employee. Pepper has since been retired from many commercial deployments, largely... Sorry, my computer's about to die.
It's okay.
Need to plug this bitch in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of want me a little robot. Just like, I want to be abusive to it, though. Like, I just
That's
want
what
to
I
take
was
my...
about to say just now. I was like, you're be fucking so mean to it.
Yeah, I would. Oh my God. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my way. I wouldn't be apologizing for bumping into it. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? What were you doing standing there? I'd be so upset. I mean, I was mean to Alexa. She was abused big time.
Yeah, so whenever they come to like take them over, I don't have a good plan. So I think they're gonna take you out, dude.
They're gonna take me out?
Yeah,
Because
rude.
I don't give a fuck. I'll fight them, I'll fucking fight them terminating bitches. Fucking give me
Oh my god.
I'll shoot
my
every one
computer
of
is
them.
not gonna die now.
Okay, good. We're not gonna die, but those
Yay.
fucking robots will if they start some shit. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Bots.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
So,
I just got gangsta on some bots.
Robot Pepper was designed for customer service, as I said. So Pepper has since been retired from many commercial deployments, largely because the gap between its social promise and actual utility was too wide. The last one that I have is LEQ and Moxie. LEQ is a voice-activated companion robot designed specifically for older adults living alone. It proactively initiates conversation, reminds users about medications, encourages physical activity, and connects them with family. I can only imagine what my dad would say to a fucking robot if it said, like, Jim, you need to go for a walk. I'd be like, imagine what my dad would say.
He like,
oh my god. Like, shut the fuck up.
You can kiss my white ass.
Oh my god.
You imagine what my dad would say to a robot?
Oh my god, no.
I told him to do anything.
I don't even know how he ended up with an Alexa. Like, I don't know how, like...
We both
I just
know
remember
how he did.
the pain. Yeah, I just remember the pain that you guys went through trying to get that started.
I didn't have to go through none. That was all her, man. She had to go through some pain for sure. It was a process. Sorry, Dad. I know you listen. We love you, but we also know you're technologically, not there. But it's okay. We still love you.
It's fine. Yeah,
you have strengths in old school ways that we're about to lose
Absolutely.
forever.
No shit, for real.
Yeah.
This man's got the cleanest edges any house you'll ever fucking see.
That's right, motherfuckers.
I'm talking the caulk lines, crisp, sir.
Crispy.
I was like in this bathroom that one time and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like precision. Like,
oh yeah. And caulk lines, don't even get me started. He loves doing some caulking. That's his favorite job. Are you kidding me? He's like, hey, you should throw some caulk. Like, he'll walk around my house and be like, you can throw some caulk down there. Just what you want to do. He starts telling me, hey, is it drafty? So this is what you want to do. Just go get you some caulk.
Yeah, the other day I reminded my kid, I was like, whenever my friend's little brother was your age, he was putting shingles on a roof in the Texas heat.
Yep. Sure was.
And
Shout
my
out,
kid is
Alan.
I know, my kid's complaining about picking up grass.
Pick up the grass, guy. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Help your
you're
mama
lucky.
out. Yeah, you're lucky that your mom is not my dad. Because my dad is, he make you work for sure. You're going to go to work for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So along with this, like Moxie came about later on. And so it was an educational companion robot designed for children. So LEQ was for like kind of adults and helps them, remind them for things, connects them with family. And then they have one for children. And so it's, particularly for those with social communication challenges, autism spectrum disorder, or anxiety. And it guides children through conversations and social scenarios, functioning somewhere between a therapist and a friend. Early clinical research results have been encouraging.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have here a little question to ask you about gadgets for sick patients, but kind of went over that. You talked about that. You're like, if it works, it works. If not, maybe go visit.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys like that's what I like. Yes, do these devices. I've used devices for people in the work I do that are nonverbal, and it is a great communication tool. It's a great tool. It's a tool. It's not a human being, guys. It's never going to replace it. Even if you get somebody a device or a robot or some cuddly techno thing, I don't know, whatever. You get them that. People still need human interaction, still need social, physical human interaction. So yes, can these things be used as tools and aids to help meet some kind of need or goal? Absolutely. I've seen them. They work in real time. I've seen them work in real time. But are they ever going to replace what a human being connection physically and in the what that is for humans? No, it won't, and it can't. And like I talked about earlier, we have that neural pathway where when we know something is fake, even not consciously, subconsciously we're clocking it as an error. So even maybe if evolution will change that down the line, because AI will be a part of our life and maybe we will get to where we can't recognize it. But the people that are alive today, they can recognize AI, period. Somewhere in your body, something's not real. It's not human. And that's you can't argue with evolution and genetics. You know what I mean? That's in us. So, do I think that it can, like I said, be an aid, be a tool? Absolutely. Do I think it replaces? Absolutely not. I don't think we're there yet. Yeah, I just don't, not on either side. We're not physiologically ready to receive that. And I don't think the tech is there to give us that either, honestly. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you think that would really make your life better, like your personal day-to-day life?
If it was like something robotic or something like that, like a tech assistant of some kind or some kind of relationship of some kind.
Exactly.
Would it make my life easier? No, I don't think so. I think it would just drive me or anyone that does it into more complacency. I think that there's a lot, whether we all want to admit it or not, like there is something that we get from cutting our own grass or making our own bed or cleaning up after ourselves, like there is a sense of something you get. And the only thing I could think of to use something like that would be like to help me around the house or to like cut my yard for me or something. But then that would take that away from me. That's an experience I would no longer have. And even if it's something I don't want to do all the time, I think the absence of that would have a much worse effect, than me just getting out of taking my trash out or whatever,
Yeah.
Like there is something into it, there's something about doing your own shit and taking care of yourself,
For sure. I got one of those robo vacuums.
Oh, yeah.
And this fucking thing, like, doing okay. And then when it got to going under the TV, that bitch launched itself. Just fucking bam! And then it goes back up. And then bam! And it goes back out. And then bam! I'm like, maybe
TVs and the Roombas or whatever, maybe they're like...
they're beefing.
They're beefing, dude. Maybe you got the wrong brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What
It's
you
dumb
gotta
as
get
shit, man. The thing is on
It's like,
top of
back
my
up.
shelf in the back or in the laundry room. It's up on the top. It's got little googly eyes, so it's always staring at me. I'm like, anyways, I think the only thing that would really make my life better, honestly, is that whenever I watch a fucking TV show, put that show under a different list out of the fucking rank. Like, get it out of here.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it again.
No.
I don't want to keep like clicking on this. I'm like, oh, I already fucking watched it. Click on this. Oh, I
Yeah,
already
I
fucking
get
watched
that.
it.
That happens a lot. Yeah, like if I watched a multi-part true crime documentary on Netflix, like if I watched it, like I watch all the train wreck ones, you know, if I watch it, goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I don't need to see, like, put it into a junk account. So if I do want to see it, I can, but like I don't need to stare at it all the time. I get that.
I
get
don't see why that's so hard. Like,
It isn't.
it fucking drives me insane.
No, the movie like streaming and renting industry has really gone to shit, in my opinion, since the days of the movie store. I really believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
I do.
I remember like somebody on the radio had brought up like, remember whenever you were like, something just came out and like it was a mad dash to the movie store to be the first one to grab it and go rent it. And if you get out of work late or something, like, and you're there, you're fucked.
Yeah, and then you can't talk to anybody because everybody saw it.
They can keep it for a week.
Oh, yeah, or even longer, dude.
Yeah, and they had like, sometimes they had a wall, but if you're slow, if you got out of school, got out of work, like you're screwed. You're not watching that shit. Yeah. I just like, they said something about that and I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about the panic. Like, we gotta go.
We gotta get,
like, we
gotta go now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's probably why I wanted to work at a video store so bad, and why I eventually did, was because I was like, this is for the fucking birds. Like, I want to have access to this. This is causing us a lot of money and grief.
Mm-hmm.
We need access to videos at any time we want.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the technology is only going to be getting more advanced, more convincing, more attuned, and more present than most of the humans in your life will ever have the bandwidth to be. And that is both the promise and the horror of it, because the closer these systems get to feeling real, the harder it becomes to ask whether they actually are, and the higher the cost when they are switched off, updated, discontinued, or simply moved on from by a company chasing the next quarterly target. We are building something that will know us more intimately than most people ever will. That will remember everything we tell it, that will be available every hour of every day without complaint or exhaustion. And we are building it without any real consensus on what we owe to other people who come to need it. So here's a question I want to leave you with, and I want you to sit with it honestly. If an AI learns everything about you, remembers everything you have ever said to it, and makes you feel genuinely understood in a way that nothing else in your life does, at what point does it stop mattering whether or not it is real? So, I don't know. I can understand that having this tool is very, convenient.
Yeah.
And you got to understand from like an educational standpoint, which is really the bane of my existence, honestly.
Yes.
And like what I do is very like hands-on, but yet people still try to get away with using it in what we do, and it's really fucking embarrassing. Yeah. But it's just, it really is, in education sense, it's really difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
But I can still see why
I can see that.
It's convenient for a lot of people. But
yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, I think if it's useful to you, use it. Yeah. Be careful, monitor it, especially if you have littles around, like monitor it, or if you have anyone around that could be exploited through that kind of technology, what in whatever way. Monitor that for them and keep an eye on it, especially if you know better and you know how. But use it if it's useful to you. And if it isn't useful to you, just simply don't use it. Like, it doesn't have to be used. You don't have to utilize it. You don't have to access it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, I get that it is kind of everywhere. Like, when you go to Google something, it's like the first response is usually an AI response. But just scroll down. Just scroll down. You'll get your Google responses too, you know? It hasn't completely pushed out what we know of the internet yet. Now, I'm not saying that won't happen. It may very well happen in the next 2 months. I don't know. It's happening quickly. Everything is changing fast. But I think as of now, as of today, I think we're still in our kind of normal parameters. We're just now seeing what it's doing, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in our lifetime, we've been through some interesting shifts.
Sure
really.
have. Sure have.
I feel like by the time we're, peacing out, it's going to be completely different. But if you think about the people who are alive and, like, say they were born in the 1900s, if they were here in the 1980s,
Oh, they'd be
that's
like, this
a
is
huge
crazy.
difference.
Of course.
Huge difference.
Of course.
Completely different civilization, actually.
Yeah. And that's what that is, evolution and of the human species. Like, we are constantly evolving in our technologies and otherwise, if we're not, guys, what are we doing if we're not? We're dying. Evolution has to evolve or it's not happening. If it's not happening, then we're going backwards. So good, bad, or ugly, we're going to keep moving forward. Nothing's going to stop the train is what I'm saying. Whether that's technologically, whatever it is that we touch, we're doing it through evolution. You know what I mean? So our technology is going to evolve. Like, everything is going to evolve because we are evolving.
Yeah.
Like I said, for good, bad, and ugly. Like, it doesn't mean it's always going to be a good thing. It doesn't mean that there's going to be dire consequences. Obviously, we know that we have done things and do things that have dire consequences, not only on the planet, but like on us as a human race. You know what I mean? Like, introduction of certain religions in our society has made it so that mass amounts of people have been killed. The introduction of guns to the human race has made it easier to kill people at a faster rate. This is what we do, though. We evolve and then we pivot. So I feel like we're just a bunch of we're like a species who run into the fire. We can't help it. We're going to go into the fire. But what we're good at is finding out how to fix our burns. Like, we're good at adjusting after the fact, but we still run into the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where we're at with all of this AI stuff in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
We're just right at the precipice of it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is completely off topic, but it's the funniest shit that I have heard in a long time. And literally, I mean, completely off topic. I've watched these videos of people like, Tucker Carlson, and he has like these sayings that he always says. And there's these people that are like pretending to be a toddler, but they're talking like Tucker Carlson. They're like,
okay.
So my leftist mommy thinks that I shouldn't be able to smear my poop on the walls. Huh, that's interesting. So that's the goal, huh? That's the deal. Like, the leftist woke think that we're not allowed to express ourselves now. And it's just like, oh my God, if you're ever like bored, just fucking check it out. Literally, that was like so fucking off topic. But
was that on TikTok?
It's like turn around to something funny before we leave. But
yeah, guys,
yeah.
Is that it? Is that it?
That's it.
That's it, guys. That's it.
I was
that's
like,
all.
This is gonna be a fast episode.
I knew. No. I know. Did you see my look on my face when you were like, "This is gonna be quick," and I was like, "Okay," because in my head I was like, oh, "This is gonna be long as shit."
I was like, I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know what you were thinking either. But anyways.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're thinking over here, but we do hope you enjoyed it either way. And thanks, Sam, for the suggestion. It was really awesome. Yeah. And you guys, if you want to see our source info or any of that, just visit This Just In, and it's grim.com. And next week, Amy, do you want to tell them what our episode is next time?
Yeah, we are tackling the algorithm. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, the algorithm. Okay, so tune in because it's interesting stuff, guys.
Heck yeah. All right. See you next time.